Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Rubber Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, we are 3 days away from the 2026 Daytona 500 and the kickoff of the 78th season in NASCAR history. Pole qualifying last night, whoa. Wow, that number 8 car was fast, wasn't it? That sucker was bad fast. That 67, Corey Heim, almost won the pole. Almost had 3 open cars in the top 10. We did there for a while. Kind of weird that the 2311 cars, Bubba and Tyler, were so far down the list. Yeah, the fact that the 60 Corey Heim was 5th, and then you had Tyler Reddick 40th, and Bubba was 30th, and Riley Herbst was 31st. So it's like, how did 3 2311 cars be 30th or worse in overall speed, and at 67 be in the top 10? That Kyle Busch, Chase Briscoe on the pole, on the front row. It looked like Corey Heim and Justin Allgaier sped their way in, which is awesome. So everybody else is going to race in with the duels tonight. Yeah, I mean, one thing I noticed is in practice, 48.9 was 22nd Ricky Stenhouse. And that is what Kyle Busch's first round speed was 48.933. So the fact that that many cars were that much faster during that practice session tells me either A, they got a lot of drafting help, or B, Daytona's faster in the sun. So yeah, maybe we go back to daytime qualifying since the races during the day. I know the race is kind of later in the day, but still, I mean, maybe we go back to daytime qualifying. But anyway, it was fun seeing the cars under the lights, seeing some of the new sponsors, new combinations, who's fast, who's not. We did find out yesterday that Kyle Larson did sign a 5-year deal with Heck Motorsports to stay on there, driving that 5 car. HinderCars.com signed on as a sponsor, which not a lot of shock there. Cliff Daniels signed on as well. So it looks like, I know Kyle Larson had said one time his goal was to race till he was 40, and I believe this contract will get him there. So, not a Kyle Larson fan at all. If you've seen any of the videos, you know that. My reasonings for that are just some of the way he answers questions sometimes, and the way he talks, which maybe it's other reason, I don't know. It's just, I know when they ask him questions about the car, he's like, yeah, Cliff will figure it out. Really, dude? Nothing? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe in the next 5 years I'll become a Kyle Larson fan. Who the hell knows? I used to not be a Denny Hamlin fan, so we'll see. But this is kind of the news from yesterday. So we're going to profile car number 3, like we've been doing since 104. Obviously 3, the Intimidator, Dale Earnhardt, one of the greatest drivers in NASCAR history. I'm never going to label somebody the greatest person ever to drive a race car. Is he on the Mount Rushmore? Yes, he is. Definitely. Yeah, he did things behind the wheel of a race car that most drivers couldn't. And he had a way about him, a little smirk, and just, yeah, I mean, he's the lore of the sport, you know. So number 3, we think of Dale Earnhardt to begin with. 1,570 races at number 3. He's been on the NASCAR track. We know there was a while there it was in hiatus after Dale's passing until Austin Dillon came up. 103 wins for that number 3. 391 top 5s, 690 top 10s, 70 poles. August 7th, 1949 was the first time that number 3 appeared on track. Obviously, the last time was November 2nd, 2025. 79 different drivers behind the wheel at number 3. 13 different winners. It's been a Chevrolet 1,259 times. Obviously, when Richard Childress had it as a driver, he was under the Chevrolet banner and as a car owner as well. It was a Dodge before Richard Childress had it as a Chevrolet, 119 times. Pontiac 107, Oldsmobile 56, Ford 48, Hudson 43. That'd be weird to see the number 3 on the side of a Hudson Hornet. 17 Plymouth, 10 Chrysler, and 6 Mercury. Dale Earnhardt obviously leads the way on all the stats with the number 3. 529 starts, 67 of his wins, 6 of the championships, 227 top 5s, 348 top 10s, 18 poles, average finish at 10.4. I know when Austin Dillon took over the number 3, a lot of people had an issue with that. They thought it should be retired. NASCAR doesn't retire numbers. There's only 110 numbers NASCAR can use, from 0 through 99, 00 through 09. Austin Dillon's had 431 starts in the number 3 with 6 wins, including the Daytona 500, Southern 500, Coke 600. 24 top 5s, 85 top 10s, 6 poles, average finish at 18.5. Before we, well, they already have, insult Austin Dillon for not being Dale Earnhardt, let's remember, there is no one that's a Dale Earnhardt. There's only one. That was also a different era. That was an era where less cars won races. That was also an era where Richard Childress Racing wasn't as good. And I say that because we look at Tyler Reddick, we look at Kyle Busch. Tyler Reddick on his way up. I wouldn't say Busch is on his way down, but I would say Busch has kind of came over that peak. Still quality race car driver, still winning races. He's won 3 races in 3 years with Richard Childress Racing and 0 in the last 2. I don't think the reason Austin Dillon isn't Dale Earnhardt is because it's Austin Dillon. I think it's a combination of different era. The team is different, and he's not Dale Earnhardt. So I don't think we need to put Austin Dillon down, but I don't think we can have the expectation of either you meet Dale Earnhardt standards or you're trash. It doesn't work that way. But Richard Childress, 172 starts in that number 3, 3 top 5s, 56 top 10s, average finish at 15.9. Buddy Baker, when Buddy Baker drove the number 3, he actually drove it for Ray Fox. And looking some stuff up here, and Ray Fox Jr. actually worked for in the sport, and Ray Fox III actually works for Ryan Blaney's car chief. So I thought that was cool that a car owner from back in the day, his kids and grandson, still work in the sport today. But Buddy Baker, when he drove that number 3, 61 starts, 2 wins, 23 top 5s, 27 top 10s, 4 poles, average finish of 16.1. When Ricky Rudd drove the number 3, he drove it for Richard Childress. 60 starts, 2 wins, 13 top 5s, 27 top 10s, 6 poles, average finish at 15.8. Now next year, when we do the countdown once again, we're going to get more into the car owner side of it and who drove for who and all that. So I was kind of looking that up a little bit here and kind of seeing the progression of different car owners in that number 3 and seeing the fact that Ray Fox's family continued in the sport. Junior Johnson, he drove the number 3, 50 starts, 9 wins, 20 top 5s, 23 top 10s, 11 poles, average finish at 13.4. Paul Goldsmith, 29 starts, 5 wins, 12 top 5s, 18 top 10s, average finish at 12.1. And then the Silver Fox, David Pearson, drove that number 3 for 13 races, 3 wins, 4 top 5s, 8 top 10s, average finish of 13.6. I know this year will be the 25th anniversary of us losing Dale Earnhardt. I still remember that race. I never watched the entire race. I remember this like it was yesterday. It was crazy. I was actually came home sick from work that day. I taped it and came home, took a nap, and got up, started watching it. My girlfriend, wife now, girlfriend then called as I'm watching it. I think I was on lap 8 or 10. It was pretty early. I paused it. If you remember VCRs back in the day, so think of that. So we're talking, and she had watched it. She had never watched anything in NASCAR before, so she talked to me about it. And I was like, "Don't tell me who won. I'm watching it. I want to see who won." She was like, "Okay, I won't tell you who won." And she goes, "There was a big wreck on the last lap." I go, "Yeah, it's Daytona. That happens, you know." And she goes, "I'm not sure who was involved." And she's like, "It was a black car." I'm like, "Black 3, Dale Earnhardt?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, Dale's got bad luck at Daytona. Don't tell me who won. You know, if him crashing, you know, there's still 40 people in the car, you know, on the field. I understand that." Yeah, they thought it might be bad. I go, "Yeah, I mean, some of these wrecks from Daytona can be pretty severe." About that time, you know, the VCR would go back to live TV. Well, the last channel the TV was on was the channel the race was on. And it comes back on to Mike Helton walking up to the podium. Well, what's going on? And just kind of on the phone, you know, kind of listening. And just to hear Mike Helton go, "After what happened in turn 4, we've lost Dale Earnhardt." I literally said, "What the fuck?" And she hates the word, and she's like, she stopped me. I'm like, hold on. So I kept watching. They talk about it, show the reaction. I'm like, I'm like, he died. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah. She says, I didn't think it was all that bad. I'm like, I don't know. I haven't seen it. So I went and told my dad because he was a big Dale fan. He's like, what? No way. I'm like, yeah. So I actually fast forward to the end of the race, watched that last lap crash, went, huh? Yeah, I could not grasp any of that. So yeah, just to go back to live TV and hear Mike Helton say, and we lost Dale Earnhardt, I was like, blah, 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 blah. To this day, I've still never watched an entire race. I watched the last lap, watched the first 10 laps, but I've never watched the middle of that race. I still have it on VCR tape. I still have a VCR that works, and I have no desire to go back and watch it. On the Xfinity side, 572 starts for the number 3, 33 wins, 172 top 5s, 311 top 10s. First race was February 13th, 1982. Last race was May 24th, 2025. 26 different drivers drove the number 3 in Xfinity car, 6 different winners. Ty Dillon leads the way with 136 starts, 1 win, 32 top 5s, 84 top 10s, average finish of 10.3. Austin Dillon, 73 starts, 3 wins, 31 top 5s, 52 top 10s, average finish of 8.5, including a championship. Dale Earnhardt drove at 73 races, 9 wins, 34 top 5s, 42 top 10s, average finish of 14.9. Mike Potter drove it 68 races, 5 top 5s, 19 top 10s, average finish of 17.0. Dale Earnhardt Jr. drove the number 3. He drove that for his dad for DEI. 66 starts, 15 wins, 36 top 5s, 46 top 10s, average finish at 10.1, and 2 Xfinity Series championships. Jeff Green, he drove it for DEI as well. 52 starts, 11 top 5s, 25 top 10s, average finish of 15.3. Ron Hornaday Jr., 32 starts, 2 wins, 6 top 5s, 13 top 10s, average finish of 15.4. Steve Park, again, these both drove for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. 30 starts, 3 wins, 12 top 5s, 26 top 10s, average finish of 11.0. Now on the truck series side, we have 347 starts, 29 wins, 102 top 5s, 174 top 10s. February 5th, 1995 was the first race. October 1st, 2022 was the last race. 16 different drivers drove the number 3 in the truck series, 5 different winners. Now, I believe that was the last race. Yeah, because the thing that was Talladega, that's that fiery crash that Jordan Anderson had. He had 81 starts in that number 3 truck, 2 top 5s, 6 top 10s, average finish of 20.9. Of all of the fiery crashes I've seen in NASCAR history, that was the most scary. That was the scariest. Because if you watch that, he's coming off, I think it was off of 4 at Talladega, and that truck is completely engulfed in flames as he's driving. He's literally unbuckling his seatbelts as the truck's still moving. It bumped into the wall, and out the window he comes. I mean, it was like immediate. You could tell he was unbuckling, getting out of the truck, moving. He didn't care, which I don't blame him. Unfortunately, he got severe burns from it. He has recovered. He's in the Xfinity Series now. I actually got to meet him at Worldwide Technology last year. Got a picture with him. But yeah, that was a very scary wreck. I'm glad he's okay. He was on the road to recovery for a long time. I think he'd made a truck series start since then. I don't think he has though. I'd like to see him get back into a truck just to kind of that not be that last moment in the truck series for him. Jay Stoddard, 78 starts in the truck series. This is for Richard Childress Racing. He drove the three truck for him. 4 wins, 25 top 5s, 45 top 10s, average finish 10.5. Austin Dillon, 53 starts in that number 3. I think it was Jim Goodwrench back then too for Richard Childress Racing for his grandfather. 5 wins, 18 top 5s, 33 top 10s, average finish of 10.4, and a championship. Ty Dillon, 45 starts in that number 3 truck for Richard Childress Racing. 3 wins, 17 top 5s, 30 top 10s, average finish of 9.6. Mike Skinner, 44 starts in the truck. Number 3, 16 wins, 34 top 5s, 38 top 10s, average finish at 5.3, including the 1995 Craftsman Truck Series Championship. Brian Ruffner, 28 starts, 1 win, 3 top 5s, 18 top 10s, average finish of 12.4. All right, a lot of great stats there from the number 3, as we've seen Dale Earnhardt Incorporated in the Xfinity Series, Richard Childress Racing, Truck Xfinity and Cup. I think that's something that's currently missing from the Truck Series is having that Cup affiliate teams. I know there for a while we had Hendrick, we had Delaware Incorporated, we had Richard Childress. Really don't have that now. You have that McCulloch now with Ram returning. And that's it. You know, you had Cal Busch Motorsports was kind of the Toyota, kind of that development for Joe Gibbs Racing as well, but we don't have that any longer. So it's like Spire's there, but you know they're kind of, you know, they haven't really done a lot. We don't have that team that has all three major series anymore. Hopefully, Culley will resume the Xfinity Series program next year when Dodge comes in. Hopefully, 27. Rumor is 27, maybe 28. I know there's some big announcement today, and everybody was thinking EV. I honestly think it's Dodge or Daytona next year. I think they're going to make the year. They got a year to get everything. I think they got a prototype made, and I think it's going to be Dodge, which is cool. That'll be Culley Racing, obviously. I've said that here before. I think it'll be, NASCAR said they had 4 charters for a new OEM. Unless that changed with the new charter agreement, which I don't think it did. I think 1 goes to Culley. They'll have 3. I think the other 3 will go to Rick White Racing because they'll sell their current charter they have to RFK. The other one's already sold to Legacy Motor Club for next year. So we'll have 3 Rick White Racing Dodges next year, I believe, and 3 Culley Dodges next year. And I would assume they'll talk to Spire and maybe talk to Hayek and somebody like that to join as well. So we'll see. But I think Culley will be the anchor team. I think Culley will be to Dodge what Joe Gibbs is to Toyota. I think that's going to be the future plan there. But hey, we are 3 days away. The duels are tonight. The season is upon us. Let's have a great season. Preview all the races right here in Robert Sports Show. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports on content.